You're on.
This is another segment of Caring and Sharing. My name is Pam Whining, and my husband and I believe that as old as we are, we've had some experiences that we'd like to share with other people to maybe make it easier for them or to make them aware of things in their life that maybe we can make it easier for them. This is my personal experience, and it's about kidney stones. Um, and I'm not a doctor or nurse. I'm not a healthcare provider. I really don't know anything except what's happened to me and my knowledge as I've received since having this experience. With me, my kidney stones started about 4 years ago, and I had just retired. We were going on vacation, and we were packing up, and I started having some terrible pains. And I was ready just to kind of, as a friend of mine said, just push through it. But my husband said, no, we need to go and have it checked out. So we went to the emergency room, and they did a CT scan, they did a blood test, they did an x-ray. It came back that I had a couple of stones in my kidneys or my ureter tube, and it was causing me great pain. And they thought that one of them was really on its way out, but I had another one, but it wasn't quite there yet. And so they gave me some like aspirin and pain relief, inflammatory medicine, and sent me on my way. Well, we were in our vacation for like 2 or 3 days, and all of a sudden I couldn't sleep. I was constantly going to the restroom, trying to pass this stone. And it was really 24 hours before I could do anything. And the thing with the kidney stone is that you have it, you're in intense pain. You need to be near a bathroom at all times. And then with like I said, 24 hours, you're usually over it and you're just fine. Um, so that was about 4 years ago. And then the doctor, I was referred to a urologist, and he told me to drink plenty of water, and I wasn't feeling any pain at that time. So everything was, okay. I started noticing that I would have some pains in my side, which is pretty normal for kidneys issues. It could be on either side, both sides, in the back, uh, going down your back. So mine just happened to be on my side. And I noticed that if I walked for a period of time, my side might ache. And some people, think that's just walking around, and that's just might be a normal pain. But in my case, it wasn't. It was the beginning of issues with my kidneys again. Um, I have to say that I'm not a great water drinker. When I was working, I had a Diet Coke, a huge Diet Coke on my desk. And in between classes, I would sip on the Coke. For lunch, I'd have that same Coke. And it was a pretty big one. It was probably, 32 ounce or something like that. But it was Coke, it wasn't water. Um, and that was my water. And I don't really like water that much. But, I learned from my urologist that water is the magic drink. So I had to kind of train myself, and I'm still not there because a water drinker, if you don't like water, you think of all kinds of excuses not to drink water. But I have in front of me, I don't want to go by this, that this is the amount of water that everybody should drink. I say everybody, just the average person should drink if you want to avoid kidney stones. Now, what does the water do? The water flushes your waste, your urine, through your kidneys, gets rid of the crystals that form. Each little crystal kind of tries to get with another little crystal and make a solid form. It makes a stone. Or the crystal itself can be just aggravating. It has little points on it. And as it goes down the ureter tubes, it kind of hits and misses. And to my knowledge, it causes a little bit of blood in your urine. So that's where you get the blood in your urine. An old stone may stay in the kidney, and it looks like just like a round berry or something, and it attaches itself there. Now you got a major problem if one of those things gets loose and tries to go down the ureter, and you may have to have surgery to remove it because it's not going to be good for you. So to prevent all that is the good old water. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. Not just to be get myself on gear, I've already had probably a little bit of coffee today. I've actually had a soda, so we won't talk about that. But I'll be drinking probably at least 3 of these today, maybe 4. So I'm going to have a drink right now. And this is a good way to do it so you kind of proportion it out. Drinking one, maybe when you brush your teeth. My doctor says he has kind of the same issues because he gets busy and doesn't drink water. He brushes his teeth and then he gargles with the water and then he drinks the rest of it. So he's got one under his belt before he even steps out of the house. So you might think about that. Maybe that's help you. Well, after my 4 years ago experience, I was doing better, but about a year later is about Thanksgiving time, and I was preparing Thanksgiving meal, and I started feeling the throbs on my side. I noticed that I wanted to go to the bathroom more, urinate more. So I knew it, and I was trying to drink water, but I guess maybe I got busy or whatever, and I got an intense pain day before Thanksgiving. So I wanted to just, like I said, I wanted to push through, but my husband said, no, we're not going to do that. So he drugged me off to the hospital, and I was really in probably more pain than I was the first episode. They took again the CT test, and they aren't bad. I wanted people to know that just to get analyzed is not real painful. The most painful thing is the pain, and then they did X-rays and urine tests, that sort of thing, and they determined that I had some kidney stones going down the ureter tube, and they weren't doing good, so I was going to have emergency surgery, and that's on an outpatient basis. So I don't want to scare you again, but within 3-4 hours in the emergency room, I was in the operating room, and they got rid of it, and they said, well, good news is you can go home, you're pain free. The bad news is you got a whole bunch of kidney stones, and we need to really basically clean your kidneys out, that one side out. So the day after Thanksgiving, I was back in the hospital, and that was again, it was the outpatient basis. You could have stayed, but they said, if you have it in the morning, you'll be, should be okay in the afternoon, and that's approximately what happened. I had some other issues, but that's what happened, and I went home. But since that time, I have managed to stay out of the hospital. But I wanted to talk today about some things I learned. Is that they can, once they determine you have kidney stones, there's different kinds of kidney stones, and each person is a little bit different. The most common kidney stone is a calcium oxalate, and they will give you a pan to urinate in when you go to the bathroom, and you'll try to catch the crystals. Well, I didn't comprehend how small these crystals are, but they can cause a lot of grief in your body. They're very itty bitty bitty, and so I never could catch any of these crystals in my urine. But when they did the kidney clean out, he tested a bunch of them and found out they were calcium oxalate. And I was surprised. One of the things that we get calcium oxalate from, I was thinking, well, it's too much calcium or that sort of thing. But it was spinach. I like spinach, but I don't, eat it every day. Vitamin C has some calcium in it, I guess. I was shocked. That was one of the things you have to kind of be careful if you're going to have it. You're going to take it, and a lot of us take vitamin C tablets, extra tablets. You can acquire kidney stones, but there's other kinds as well. So just you're going to have to, if you have kidney stones, you're going to have to probably take a few tests, and maybe collect your urine. Maybe you're better than I am on that, and then find out what kinds you have. The symptoms, I think I've talked about that a little bit. I didn't notice too much color change, although when I took urine tests, they would say there's crystals in the urine, there's a little bit of blood in the urine. So that's a sign. And your doctor, if you talk about, having pains in your side, probably that's one of the things they'll do on the urine test is to check if it's cloudy or the color or the odor of it. So, and I guess you can have, I didn't have it that I'm aware of, had chills or fevers along with it, but that is, some people do. I would say for those people who are nervous about kidney stones that the tests are really kind of painless and they do tell a lot. There's surgery, of course, surgery, but I felt much better after the surgery than I did beforehand. And the recovery was, pretty easy. I was tired afterwards, but um, nothing that you would worry about or be afraid of. Now, the treatment, I've talked about that. Once they determine what kind of stones that you have, they're almost all of them are going to say you need to drink, several jugs of water. My husband is great. He has a big gallon thing of water, that you buy, a gallon jug, and it's full of water, and he drinks one of those every day, if not more. Me, I would just, that would just be terrible. So I'm doing good to work on these four, which I'm working on right now with you guys. Hold on. And you can have other juice too. They really don't want you having a soda. That's not good for you. We all know that, but just sometimes you just want a Sprite. Coffee is pretty good, but black. And the coffee is really good for a lot of things in your body too. They're discovering. So, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm not a doctor, but I have one of my doctors, not my kidney doctor, prescribed at least 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day, and that counts as part of our liquid. So that the count is the liquid. You can have juice. Try to stay away from the real sugary stuff. But the main thing is the water. So if you can do that, you can be doing great. 6 to 8 glasses or 4 of these 16-ounce things are good. Now, one of the, after I finished all the surgeries, my doctor prescribed 1 a day potassium citrate, extended relief. I was going to bring the bottle here. It's a white pill, and it helps to, my understanding is dilute the crystals in my kidneys so that if I do have crystals in my kidneys, that this will, on a time release basis, help wash them through. So I do take that. I will say that in my little bit of research, because after you go through a couple of kidney surgeries, you tend to want to do a little research. I found that slushes, some fruit slushes, are very good. One that I was particularly interested in, because you hear like if I have a UTI or a urinary tract infection, I should drink a lot of cranberry juice. And other people will say, oh, that's not really true. But this is one that's kind of interesting, and it gives you the liquid. It's like a half a cup of unsweetened cranberry juice, and it's a half cup of navel orange. You peel it and kind of squash it, put it in the mix. Then you mix, here's 1 cup frozen sliced bananas. Now, I haven't done this. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to. But frozen bananas, I bought some bananas yesterday. A little bit of walnuts, and that'll be chopped up. Orange zest, of course, that's the skin of the orange. And then a little dash of cinnamon, which is supposed to be good for you anyhow. And you put that with some ice in your blender and you drink it. And the main thing they say is that the cranberry juice has an ability to make your urine more alkaline, not so acidic. And so we'll see on that. But that is one thing you could do, some things that kind of help you out and give you alternatives besides your 6 to 8 glasses of water. But there's nothing better than 6 to 8 glasses of water. And that's one thing we can all afford as opposed to some of our pills that we get. I did want to talk about just briefly and I'm kind of out of thing. One of the things that my doctor recommended, because I don't, they can't really get a real clear picture of the number of stones, I think, in your kidneys. So they do this thing called, I'll get the word, lith- lithotripsy. Lithotripsy. I call it shake and bake, but it's, you go in and it's not painful or anything. And it's, you take a, like a, you know, a little like a aspirin, something that kind of make you sleepy and relaxed. And they put you on this machine. And I'm thinking about 40 minutes, and it shakes your body, and they really have it towards the main area that you're having trouble with, and it shakes your body, and it's supposed to help break down the bigger stones or crystals and let them pass through the ureter tubes. Well, what happened on this one was it did that, and my doctor thought he was very successful. However, 2 days later, I'm in the emergency room and experiencing all these blocked stones in my ureter tube. So it wasn't really that successful for me. Other people, I have a daughter-in-law who did this, and she did fine. So I'm just kind of putting that out there as a personal experience. Um, I think that's about all I have to share with you. If you do have some questions, again, I'm not an authority. I'm just a person who's had some kidney stones, will probably always tend to have kidney stones. But I can tell you my personal experience in dealing with it. And you can text or write 4321AX at gmail.com and just say, I want to talk to Pam, caring and sharing kidney stones. And I'll just, I'll tell you, my experience. If you didn't get it all, you had a particular question you thought maybe I could answer for you. That's 4321X at gmail.com. And again, this is another segment of Caring and Sharing, and I hope to do some more for you, things that I can share with you. Hopefully, I don't have to have so many experiences that I share with you, but if I have some that I can share with you that help you, then that's what I want to do. So you just have a great day and take care and drink some water.